Shalom, 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 and welcome to today's Morning by Morning. This morning I want to talk about boundaries. Let me read Numbers 34 verse 2. Command the children of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall to you as an inheritance, the land of Canaan to its boundaries. In our culture, amongst supposedly great friends, there's a saying that goes, Shito itire mohaka. Loosely translated, it means our things do not have boundaries. This means that they can share their things freely without restrictions. As you know, people have so many restrictions around their things. And therefore when you hear Shito itire mohaka, they want to say that they love each other really much so that they can share their things without restrictions. But think about it. Is this really true? Can they really share everything without restrictions? Will they share their houses, their cars, their opportunities liberally and equally? Will not some of them share these things, yes, but grudgingly? Now come back to boundaries. I think boundaries are divine. God put the first man in a specific place and gave him specific instructions, especially on one thing, on what to eat. But this very simple instruction, the man was not able to keep. So he transgressed the very simple rule God gave him. And through this, or as a result of this, things fell apart. God had to put even more strict boundaries for the man after this, after the fall. Even worse, man added more boundaries as sin increased, more laws. And God had to put laws, regular laws, and life became, I think, more unbearable. Look at today. There's so many rules, so many regulations, so many bylaws, so many subsections. Did this negate the principle of boundaries? When the children of Israel were settling in Canaan, boundaries were paramount. They were told to settle in particular places. This would neighbor this. They would go south this way to this river and this valley. Very definite boundaries. Think about Christ for a while. Christ came to set us free from human-inflicted laws and restrictions and put in us his law of grace and love. Christ's law of love and grace is not written on tablets of stone as the law of Moses. It is written in our hearts. And because it's written in our hearts, we naturally choose righteousness, not because it is written in the law, but because it is written in our hearts and we love the Lord of righteousness. We refrain from stealing because we love our neighbor as we love ourselves. We are slaves to righteousness and the Lord of righteousness, and not slaves of the devil and wickedness. Let us endeavor to honor and keep the boundaries God has put in our hearts for our good and for his glory. And with that, I would just want to say, the Lord bless us, the Lord keep us, the Lord shine his face upon us and do us good. Amen.